are the future leaders of our country. God help us.
My name is Nicholas Saketa, and I played with Coach Seve from when I was 8 years old up until the summer leading into 5th grade. Two of my most vivid memories when, as a player with Seve, first one of which has to be when he organized for us to play at the old Yankee Stadium. That was something that I had never heard of before, and I will probably never get an experience anywhere close to that again, so I'm really thankful that he was able to organize that, and that was a lot of fun. I actually have the game ball from that day, and I'm cherishing that forever, and I'm not letting it go. So that's that. The next of which has to be the Monroe tournament. The Naugatuck tournament was also great, but what's special about the Monroe tournament is that in the semifinals, we had the lead, but it was slowly going away in the last inning. And I remember Seve trusting me to go in with the bases loaded and no outs to close out the inning with the tying run at the plate, and he trusted me to get those 3 outs, and I ended up getting it, and we went to the championship. So yeah. Funniest thing I remember from those years and playing with Seve is obviously him making fun of how slow I was back then. I'd always remember his sayings. You run with square wheels. You run with a piano on your back, and yeah, so that was always something. I remember that for a really long time, and I doubt I'll ever forget that. That was by far one of the funniest things.
My name is Miles Lehrman, and I've played with Coach Seve for about, I want to say 8 years or so, every Little League year. Well, it takes me back to all the way back to when I was first learning how to pitch, like kid pitch, and I remember me and Dante together, we were the first ones to do that, and Seve was right there along the way. And then districts was really fun too. Like, so many memories come to mind, like when he shaved half of his beard because we won a bet and we scored 10 runs, stuff like that. Yeah. One of my favorite moments would definitely be winning the Little League championship, because like I said, I was with Seve for like 8 years and we never really won, but my last year we won, or one of my last years we won with the Astros, and just to have the trophies was really memorable.
Hi, I'm Dante Esposito, and I've played with my coach Seve since I was 4 to 13. Super 8 was the best, one of the best teams I've been on. I remember we were on the bench, and I don't know, we were in a slump as a team, and he wouldn't let us stay down. He always picked us up, and being dumb as always. He was just being silly with us, and it really just brought our spirits up.
My name's Andrew Amato, and I first started playing for Coach Seve when I was 8 years old on the Super 8 team, a long time ago. When I just think back, all I think is good memories and the good times I had, meeting new people, making new friends, and like not even in our own town, like out of town too. Like Seve was so connected to everyone. Like we branched out to kids from Ridgefield and Wilton, and we all kind of had our interconnections just through Coach. I remember I ran out all the way to the outfield. I made like a diving catch, and I almost killed the kid, right? But I remember catching the ball. I was like, yeah.
My name's Jackson Davies, and wait, hold on. When did I play? I played for the Super 8s, and when was it? That was back in 4th grade. Or yeah, maybe even 3rd grade. Yeah, well, I played for it for, I think 2 years. 2 years, so it was 3rd grade and 4th grade. I played for the Super 8s. When I think of Coach Seve, I think of the iconic fist bump. Every single time I would see Seve, till this day, I saw him at parents meet the coaches night, and I went to go shake his hand, does not shake my hand, he goes for the fist bump. And I that's the thing that I remember most about him. He'd be like, Jax, and go for the fist bump every time. It was a blast, you know, I mean, I remember I have so many great memories there. I remember I hit my first home run on, I think it was the Super 9s, so the second year that I did it. But I ended up throwing my bat, so didn't count as a home run, but it was still cool. And it was just a great part of my young childhood, honestly. And it really showed me a lot about sports, and it showed me a lot about how to keep my composure, and especially what it looks like when I don't. And it was just all around a good time.
Hi, my name is Andrew Castro, and I played with Seve from when I was 8 to when I was about 13. Seve's always kind of been there for me, and he's always willing to help me out. He recently agreed to be a reference for me on a job application. My best memory is probably just Cooperstown in general, and how there was one time where we were just all going crazy in our bunk, and he just had his head in his hands just sitting on the bed, and it was just only day 2. Happy birthday, Seve. None of us would be the same without you. Great leader for the team. Yep. Got my shine box. One of his great sayings. Well, I think it was mainly a saying from the ground ball game, when he would hit all of us grounders, and if you missed when you were out, and when you got out, he said, "Go get your shine box." I mean, I didn't really get out that often.
Hi, I'm Johnny Gasol, and I played with Coach Seve from 7 years old to 13 years old. My most memorable moment with Coach Seve probably had to be when we were playing for the Super 8s. We were all 8 years old, and I hit an inside the park grand slam in July or something. It was a great time. I just remember we won 20-5 or something. It was a great season. We we lost one game or something, but 20-6. Probably. I still have the ball in my room. That's all I remember.
I'm EJ Klatt, and the first season I think I played was the Super 8s. One moment that always stuck with me was when I would be in the batter's box and I'd be looking over to get a sign, but instead of getting a sign, I'd just see him laughing at me and smiling, and then I'd have to smile back and step out of the batter's box, and that was always a good moment between us.
My name is Steven Marshalko. Seve was my coach for at least 5 years. And through Little League, districts, summer ball, tournaments, everything really. He was my coach a lot. What comes to mind is just I remember having a lot of fun. Everything we did really was just, it was never, it was always competitive, but at the same time, it always had this feeling to it where it was just relaxed in a sense. He never made you feel stressed or anything. And I just remember it being a really fun and enjoyable experience. The moment that stands out has to be the time that we finally got to the district championship. It really, I got to play 4 years of districts, and, none of the seasons until the last one did we ever have a shot really. And then that last season we really made a run, and just all the wins we had and everything we accomplished was really special. And I'll never forget, being able to play under the lights in Stanford. No, it was just really a great experience.
I remember when I lost my mind. There's something so pleasant about that place.
Definitely like a tad bit crazy,
Even your emotions
but
have it
like, in a good way. Well, he drank Red Bull before every game, and
Did he encourage you to drink Red Bull?
no, yeah, maybe a little bit, but not really. But and like he always had like every time you would be with him, you could hear a new story, and like it was just great because he's an extraordinary person like that.
Bit crazy. I mean, I remember some of the car rides up from when my dad couldn't drive me all the way up to some of the games. We had tournaments in Monroe, Naugatuck. Sometimes Coach Seve would have to drive me, and we'd be in the car and just talking about the most random things, and we'd have a great time. But
Seve's a crazy guy, but at the same time, it's just he's a great teacher and a good friend.
Well, everyone thinks, like he's the coach and all that, but they don't know. At home, he's just dancing around in his underwear and like doing air guitar. He's just an idiot. So, yeah.
I don't think he's crazy. I mean, I think he's one of the best coaches I've ever had. He kind of taught me what the game's really about. I mean, yeah, winning's almost 75% of it, but I guess it's the road to winning and all the experiences and all the practices leading up to the game and all the hours that the coaches and we put into it, and then kind of the overall outcome. And I remember one practice, he shaved half his beard off, so what he did, he burnt like a cork, put charcoal on it, and then drew half a beard on the side of our face. And I remember we thought it was the best thing in the world. We were all running around like, oh, we have a half beard, and it was a lot of fun.
And then we took a big group photo, and I remember my parents were a little like upset that they had to clean that off my face, but yeah. Not really crazy. I think he's really funny, and he just taught me how to like enjoy the game of baseball, like and not take it too serious.
Coach Seve is by far one of the craziest coaches I've ever met. And I've had some crazy coaches. Like dad, my dad, he was pretty crazy, but Seve really takes the cake on that one.
Of course I learned the just fielding and hitting, but it's more of an experience with the team and everyone, and it was just fun to learn baseball, but at the same time it was about friendships, and we're all little kids, and it was just fun about growing up.
I guess the number one thing I learned is it's always something bright that comes out of the dark. Like if you make an error, there's always going to be a teammate there to pick you up. I mean, I remember when someone struck out, like I always remember John, he would always get super pissed when he struck out. And we always had to like pat him on the back, say, I got your back, and then the next guy would go up there and he'd crack a double, and then everyone would get really happy, and you'd see a smile on everyone's faces. And I just always remember that it's always good and something bad. Like even it relates to school, like you fail a test or something, like yeah, you messed up, but what are you gonna do to change it so it doesn't happen again?
I would say probably the biggest thing I learned was a lot of composure, because Weston isn't always the most successful town, but when things got rough sometimes or we weren't doing so well, Seve made you feel like it wasn't as bad as it was. And really, I just learned to keep my composure and to feel relaxed even in the tough situations. And I think I can apply that to a lot of other things I've done in my life. With all the experiences, I definitely learned, like I said, how to take the game as being fun, not so seriously, and just enjoy the game of baseball instead of, always getting down. And if I would ever get down, he would always pick me up and, keep me motivated.
I learned that all throughout the years playing under Coach Seve, like everything, we had pretty much the same team from 7 or 8 years old all the way till 12, 13 years old, all the way into district baseball. Like, I don't know, just the more we practiced together, it helped us grow as because pretty much we were all family together. Like at the time we were like 11 and 12 years old. We like knew we were best friends. All of us had a great time, and that's what I learned the most. Like the unity really helps with the sports and even in life too.
He would never let us get too low, and you always have to have fun, and you can't take it too seriously, but at the same time you got to win. So I'd say just stay loose.
No matter what he did, always seemed to have like a comb or something and make it seem real, but I think we all knew that a man his age could not have that kind of hair.
I always thought it was interesting about Seve how he refused to wear a hat, and the one time we went to Cooperstown, we were doing the opening ceremonies and they forced him to put a hat on his head, and he looked almost like discouraged almost, and looked like it took his character away from him. His hair kind of made Seve who he was. Like he'd always, I guess, talk about it, and it was kind of his look, and whenever you saw Seve, it was Seve, no one else but Seve.
I mean, honestly, I actually thought he was younger. I know he was always making jokes about him being like 120 years old, but I mean, I don't know if the hair was fake or something, but I mean, it worked well. That's all I'm gonna say.
They say love is more precious than gold. It can't be bought and it can't be sold. I got love enough to spare.
I want him to know that he basically was like my first coach for my first years I played baseball, and he's really helped me along the way, and without him I don't think I would be the baseball player I am today, because I've learned so much and I've grown as a baseball player as I've been with him. So
my message to Coach Seve would be that he helped me grow as a baseball player and as a person over the years, and I really think that a lot, and I don't think he would understand, but it helped a lot from all the years. It's awesome. He made baseball really fun, and that's what I'm saying. His jokes and stuff, and I remember one time he was telling us a story about a bat getting stuck in his car, like the front or whatever, and I don't know, it was just great times. That's what I can take away from these memories and stuff.
If Seve's watching this 10 years in the future, what I'd want him to remember is just like the impact he had on us and how much fun, such a fun environment he was able to create for a bunch of 8-year-olds who just love playing baseball. That was never matched in anywhere else I played, and any other coach I played, whether in Weston or somewhere else. That was by far the most fun I ever had playing baseball or sports in general. And yeah, he just had a huge impact on a bunch of 8-year-olds at that time, and I don't think he should ever forget that.
My message to Coach would be, thank you for getting me involved in sports. I'm playing lacrosse right now, and to be honest, if I didn't play baseball and get the type of coaching that I did from you, I probably wouldn't be the athlete that I am today. And just thank you for making me the man that I am today.
If I had a message, I'd say still staying loose, long and loose, and always gotta have fun and work hard, and never lift your foot off the gas.
He made a positive impression on all of us, and he always knew the influence he had on us, so he would kind of cool it when he was yelling at umps or something, because he knew how he was molding us as people.
What I want him to know is just he really made my baseball experience feel really special. I recognize that Weston struggles to have success in a lot of things, especially in sports. And sometimes my expectations weren't too high, but when I felt that Seve was coaching, I really did feel like, we always had a chance at something, or that we could always prove something, because I always felt that I was in a very comfortable environment with him, and that he just made his players feel like they could really do anything they wanted if they really put their minds to it. I think he knows how much all players appreciated him, but I really do appreciate everything he did for me. I can attribute a lot of my growth and success as a player and a person to Seve. You know, I learned so much through the good and the bad. Yet it still feels like I have, you know, almost like a father-son sort of relationship with him outside of baseball and sports. And I think that's something few people can say they have with, you know, a childhood sports coach.
So, happy birthday, Seve. You always told me not to smile, but I'm here today and I'm smiling more than ever. I just remember the Super 8 season very clearly, and I remember how you at the end of practice, you always take grounders to us when we played the ground ball game. And I just remember how you always said, go get your shine box. And I still don't know what that is. And you've always been an inspiration to me. And you're a big part and the reason why I'm still playing baseball today and why I'm enjoying it a lot. So thank you for that. I'd just say that he had a lot of impact on a lot of kids, and he taught everyone how to play, and he spread this love of baseball to a lot of kids, and it's really great that he did that.
They say love is more precious than gold. It can't be bought and it can't be sold. I got love enough to spare that makes me a millionaire. Love is more precious than gold. It can't be bought, no, never could be sold.
Just line up. Quick.
Joining Coach Esposito on the mound is former Major League pitcher and little leaguer Mitch Williams. Coach Esposito is the winner of this year's Hilton Honors Little League Outstanding Coach Contest. A native of the Bronx, New York, Coach Esposito serves as a coach of the Storm Little League baseball team, described by fans, friends, players, and coaches as fair, respectful, dedicated, and charismatic. Coach Esposito is a great motivator. He embodies Little League's mission to promote discipline, fair play, character, and teamwork. Now to throw tonight's ceremonial first pitch, please welcome Coach Seve Esposito of the Western Little League, Weston, Connecticut. Is a 50% of the next stay at a hotel within the Hilton